SpeakRight's CEO. He's going to be joining us today for a little interview. So we thank everybody that's joining in right now, and also if you are looking at this video, watching this video later on, we welcome you as well, and we thank you for your time. So Richard, welcome.
It's good to be here. This is my first. Be gentle.
I'm sure there will. I'm sure there will be. So since you are SpeakRight CEO and founder, why don't you tell us a little bit about the story about how SpeakRight came to be the company that it is today?
Okay. I am a native of Texas, native of Dallas, actually. My wife and I are both born in Dallas, raised our family there, and I went to Baylor Law School in Texas and practiced law in Dallas for about 30 years. And during the course of that, it occurred to me that there could be a better way of handling the personnel that you needed to do all the documentation that law practice entails. I don't know that I thought beyond law practice at that time, but documents are a huge part of law practice. And I just thought there was a way that lawyers and law firms could share a staff, a good, established, qualified, vetted staff, but they could share them in the course of doing this, be more economical than the historical way of doing it, and also have a dramatically larger and available staff because there'd be people ideally on schedule for much greater hours than you'd be able to require staff to do. So I don't know, I thought about it several years before this, but actually in 1997, I decided I would try to take this somewhere. I made a connection with a tech fella. I was living in Whitefish, Montana at the time. I had retired from law practice just about that time, moved up to this teeny little town of 3,000 people up in the Rocky Mountains in Montana. And that was when I decided I'd give this a try. So I found a tech man there who was a godsend because I sure don't know anything about tech. So I would tell him what it needed to do, how it could be valuable, and he would make it all happen from a technology standpoint. At that point, it was a brand new concept. No one had ever tried or even conceived the idea of having an offsite transcription, internet-enabled staff. They're not all that rare today, but it just didn't exist at that point. So we were trying a brand new idea, brand new concept, brand new way of handling what it was a really important part of lawyers' businesses. I had two sons, Jeffrey and John, and a daughter, Jen, all of whom were either anxious to help me with this or they were drafted into it. I'm sure they would all have different stories. But early on, they got enthusiastic about it, and the four of us together built what has become SpeakRight now. At that time, the name was Cyber Secretaries, of all things. In the mid and late 1990s, everything was cyber something, and so we became Cyber Secretaries. And then later we grew up a little bit, and we decided to call ourselves SpeakRight a number of years ago, 10 or 12 years ago. So we struck out into the world. We started making connections with lawyers and law firms through some of the people I knew to start, and then broader than that. We were nationwide with it within the first year or 18 months. Then we discovered we could also, that there was a ready market for this same type of function in the state government protective services. We came to Texas, we did a statewide contract with them, and then began to expand that through other states toward that same function. We currently do that for 9 or 10 states across the country. And then maybe through that or somehow we determined we could also do the same thing for law enforcement. Most cops type the same way I do with these two fingers right here. That is not one of their highest and best uses. And so they latched onto the idea and they embraced it. And so now law enforcement probably makes up 25% of the work that we do. We also have gone into other fields. We do work for insurance. We do work for a lot of authors, a wide variety of users who have found that their skills lie in something other than typing out their own documents. So we have grown to the point that we're the largest organization of this size in the country, and still growing as fast as we can go today.
Wow, that's nice. I'm pretty sure that you would be surprised, maybe Richard, or maybe not, that a lot of the typists here in this group may be from the cyber secretaries era, because they go way back. So maybe we have a couple of them here. So if you are a typist and you remember cyber secretaries, just let us know there in the comments below, and maybe we can share some stories later on about that. So Richard,
I have to tell you, that thrills me. I do know that we have some long-standing people that have been with us for years, if not decades. A big part of this project from the start has been a relationship with the typist that considered them to be partners with us, not just hands that did occasional work. Without them, without that capability, without having that human input, we would have gone by the wayside probably, or at least we'd certainly not be where we are today. So that's cool. I'd love to know who they are.
Yeah. So in line with that, Richard, talking about the human aspect of SpeakRight, right? Because we are human powered. You know, obviously there's a debate about artificial intelligence, AI versus human powered typing, and you know, it's been years since the promise of AI is going to be, you know, better because it types faster, it listens to you, and it's typing right away. Where do you see that debate right now, and how does it compare? You know, human powered transcription versus AI transcription.
Well, I've had someone tell me that because of the existence of this technology answer and this technology solution to the preparation of these documents, that we will not last very long and that we're pretty much doomed. They told me that in 1997, and they've told me every damn year since then. Smart people I know, in whose opinion I put a lot of trust. There's always been the thought that there would be some technology non-human solution, and it just hasn't happened. During that period of time, we've had a number of competitors come along, some of them incredibly well funded, with really smart business people and other leaders behind them, and they would come and they would rise and they would fall away. And another one would come in and say, "Watch us," and they would come in and they would add technology with some cleanup by some real people, and they would fall away. And it's not that we are so much smarter than everyone else. We are, but but we also are sticking with what is valuable. It is very difficult to do. I had the 30 years of law practice to back me up in my beliefs on this, but other clients tell me the same thing all along. The idea of having a human component and being able to have their input and their help with this makes it two different projects altogether. The artificial intelligence used to be called voice recognition for a period of time, and then it was called speech recognition to broaden it out a bit, and then it was called artificial. Now, and currently, it's called artificial intelligence. Hell, it's as smart and as state of the art as you can do. It's just that at the end of the day, without the human component, I don't believe, and most of them will tell me privately, they don't believe that without some human component to round it out, they'll ever be able to get where they want to go. I couldn't even begin the people. If the audience of this is primarily the typist, then they certainly know the difference. Yeah. I've offered through the years to them to investigate or try to incorporate some kind of technology into our process with the humans coming along and cleaning it up or something, and I'm consistently told what we're doing is the best way to do it. That's why we do it that way. So I don't know where artificial intelligence will go. I know where its predecessors have gone, and my guess is it will get better and better and better, but it will always need to be supplemented by the kind of people that we have working here for us. And once that becomes the deal, and that's the best thing going, we'll be there in the middle of it ourselves too. But right now, SpeakRight is kind of in a unique position for a bunch of reasons I could tell you, but in having these typists with us. But it was a smart decision or a lucky decision, but
Yeah.
it was a good one we made early on.
And that's why, people like, for example, Carla is here from Wisconsin, Paula from Florida, Alice has been here from Cyber Secretaries for 17 years. Richard, she has been with us. I can't remember what I was doing 17 years ago, and she was here working with us. It's definitely, quality-wise, the customers, they say it over and over again, the turnaround time, it's just things that the technology, the AI technology cannot match. The accuracy, the understanding of, when there's a group conversation, an interview going on, of differentiating the voices, the feelings. I mean, it's really marvelous what we're doing here. We have also Debbie from New Mexico, has been here for about 6 years. It's just amazing to see, how dedicated our typists are. So talking about the future, where do you see SpeakRight going in the next, 5 to 10 years?
Well, one of the reasons, just backing up a bit on that to your last question, but also carrying it forward into this, one of the reasons we have been successful and we have continued to be successful, we were profitable our first year in operation 22 years ago, and we've been profitable every year since then. We are careful with what we do. We're not business school principle driven. We try to treat the business and our users and our customers with respect and honor and know what they want. But here's an important part. We have always considered our typist to be one of our sets of customers. We have to make our client users happy, find out what they need, satisfy those needs, do it in a way that is efficient and timely and such. But we also are constantly trying to find a way to enhance this process by which the typists and proofreaders do the work. We try to build new innovations into the hardware and into our system generally for the benefit of the typists, so that they can do the work, focus on the things that only they can really effectively do, make the most money that they can make doing it, and just be part of our overall operation. So we are in the process right now, starting probably late in the fall last year, of building the next generation of the entire underlying SpeakRight system that runs all the moving parts of our business. We have had a system that we have tried to improve through the years. We've tried to keep abreast of what was what was appropriate. We've tried to keep it simple. We don't have it do everything in the world that all the new technologies pop up and enable. We try to keep it within the use and within the value to the clients. But we've reached a point that we decided that we are building an entirely new underlying system upon which everything else will lay. And it will give us new possibilities in terms of tying our system to and creating strategic partnerships with other businesses that can use a transcription component to what they're offering. We're doing it in a way that that allows these typists to cut through all of the preliminary steps and all the post-work steps that we can, so that again they're focusing on just doing the work that they alone are capable of doing. And so we're constantly in the process of trying to improve, and we're keeping an eye out toward artificial intelligence. We have people that approach us and come to see us on a regular basis wanting to do some sort of joint deal with us or create new products, and we're always open to those. But what we intend to do, what's brought us to here through all these years, is that we are constantly examining and re-examining what we do and what's the best way to do it. So over the next few years, I expect we're sort of poised right now because of a couple of new relationships we have. We, in our law enforcement field, we have partnerships now with some of the bigger producers of other products for law enforcement, like Axon, which is a company that does taser products. A couple of other companies like those. We have work that we're doing throughout the protective service across the country. So I see us growing pretty exponentially in the next 18 months. The whole COVID thing has been alarming to everybody. Sure as hell has been to me, just because of the uncertainty of it all. But our business has really stayed sort of constant. A number of our clients are a little uncertain about everything, so as a result, they've kind of coasted a bit. But now they're back and they're rising. So I see a really exciting future for us.
That's great. That's great news. So any final words of encouragement or anything you want to say to the typists that are here and look at this video or watch it later on?
I would say this. I don't say this lightly. We consider the typists that we have and the new typists coming on board to be an incredibly important part of what we do. We are not interested in a casual relationship whereby we are indifferent to them or what they need or their efficiency or their ability to produce and make money. They're an essential part of what we do. I know there are other companies now that compete with those typists or for those typists and their services. But I think we are essentially unmatched in our dedication to them and our support and our thanks to them. Oh my God. Without them, we just wouldn't be anything near what we are now. And I can't even imagine what we're going to do next. And the typists are going to be there with us.
That's great. So thank you. We appreciate, Richard, you setting up some time to speak with us today. And we also appreciate everybody that's just watching us right now. We see here more typists are letting us know that they, for example, one from Arizona has been with us for 4 years. Another one, Debbie, 6 years. Carla, 10 years, and she loves the company. So it's definitely a great place to be. I'm happy that I have the opportunity to work for SpeakRight. It's a great company, great values, and the help we're doing and the work we do, it's helping key components of our society today. So I think it's a great place to be. So thank you, Richard, again, and I hope you have a great day, and we hope to see each other soon in the office when all of this is over.
That's right. Thanks again, Christian. Appreciate doing it. And thanks to all of you. Glad you were able to watch. So keep us up on what we can do to help you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.